Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are talking about Palantir Technologies PLTR stock and how they're expanding into the cryptocurrency space, which is going to increase their addressable market as well as their stock price. Then we're going to talk about how Palantir's PLTR stock is a great long-term value play, especially if you are an aggressive growth investor that also wants to have some value inside of your portfolio. Then lastly, we're going to talk about how Palantir stock is temporarily short on fans and support from retail investors, but how their fundamentals are still phenomenal. Remember to go and press the like button on this video for more PLTR stock news updates. Comment down below your favorite part about Palantir, and if you own PLTR stock, subscribe and turn on all subscription notifications for more videos like this one. And now let's get right into today's stories. So if we scroll down in this article right here, we can see that Palantir is actively increasing the number of their commercial clients thanks to their proprietary Foundry platform, which analyzes large blocks of data in the most efficient way that this platform can utilize it. The revenues from the company's commercial side, which I think will eventually outpace their government side, will outpace and grow by double digits in the coming quarters. And this is seen from their quarterly earnings report. The premium valuation that Palantir is trading at right now is rather high, but if you are an aggressive long-term growth investor, then this stock could be right for you. It currently trades at around $18.42. It has a $36.93 billion stock market cap, which is rather high, but if you're taking a long-term position in it, its fair value is $31, and it's really good to see the current stock price trading below the fair value price, and this is what makes it a great value play as well as a growth stock. The good news is that it's expanding into the cryptocurrency space from its release of its Foundry for Crypto platform, which is going to be amazing, and this is going to increase its total addressable market, and it also makes PLTR stock a solid buying opportunity at its current price point. We can see that it is rapidly expanding its customer base because right now Palantir only has around 203 to 215 customers, give or take, and they are looking to expand their customer base, and cryptocurrencies are going to be a phenomenal way to do that. So the Foundry platform helps clients make smarter decisions, and if you are a cryptocurrency exchange, it's going to be very beneficial for you because it's going to help the cryptocurrency exchanges meet and comply with standards, laws, and policies that are coming out thanks to the United States government and other governments across the world. In quarter 3 alone, Palantir showed on their quarter 3 earnings report that they have increased their commercial deal value by around 101% year over year, which equates to around $2.2 billion, which is absolutely amazing. And its commercial customers have increased by around 135% ever since 2022. So this is also a great statistic to look at. So we know that their commercial clients are rapidly increasing, which will eventually outpace their government contract work. The results clearly show that the Foundry platform is helping Palantir scale its overall business thanks to its commercial customers. And Foundry for Crypto, Palantir says that its new product mostly aims at providing AML, which is anti-money laundering, as well as KYC, which is Know Your Customer solutions. And KYC basically just lets advertisers target certain individuals to give them ads that they will actually enjoy. It's good for marketing. As far as the exchange itself, the AML, the anti-money laundering, is used for both financial institutions as well as brokerages and cryptocurrency exchanges. This can also be used and utilized in fintech startups, Web 3.0 startups, and various financial institutions. Just in 2021, over $10 billion were stolen from digital wallets, which is where people keep some of their cryptocurrencies, and this is going to prevent a lot of this from happening because not only is Palantir's Foundry platform extremely useful for these companies, but it's extremely secure, so things like this don't have to happen as often, especially when hackers target the exchanges themselves rather than just customers' digital wallets. And we've had multiple exchanges have been hacked through their cryptocurrencies, which is always not good news, so please keep your crypto safe. You can do it in cold storage wallets or hot wallets or keep it on the exchange, but the most safe option or the safest option is keeping it in a cold wallet such as a nano ledger or any type of ledger. Exchanges and crypto brokerages, or rather, brokerages and crypto exchanges, are not only losing their reputation due to these data breaches, but they're also facing economic consequences because crypto investors don't want to put their money or crypto in those exchanges anymore, even if they have already solved the problem or if they have solved the reason why the hackers got in the first place. We see that earlier this month, the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services is talking about cryptocurrencies and regulatory laws that are going to be implemented for them. For instance, it's now required that crypto exchanges have to report information about their customers to the IRS. Now, the reason how this benefits Palantir is Palantir has a few contracts and helps the IRS quite often. You can see that Palantir has extremely great possibilities when it comes to cryptocurrencies, and it can be one of the first companies to really gain a hold in crypto, even though they don't personally sell crypto. It's more to help the exchanges. They're also heavily involved in big data analytics, which is what Palantir is basically known for. The overall market for this type of technology is around $700 billion by 2023. And in 2021, thanks to their foundry for crypto, they can now infiltrate the cryptocurrency market, which has reached a valuation of around $3 trillion for 2021, which is absolutely insane, and it's anticipated to grow even more by 2022. Now, one of the major problems and downsides for the Foundry for Crypto platform is that it's still a new product. It's not been used by a lot of exchanges. Palantir doesn't have a lot of customers, so we're going to have some historical data and data come out about companies bragging about this technology, and then it's going to help Palantir even more. But if that doesn't happen, it could be a major downside. Another downside or potential downside of Palantir is that its management has been selling a lot of shares on the open market, and it's never good to see the management of a company sell their shares. This scares away retail investors, which is probably the majority of the people watching this video, and it makes people very uneasy, and it can even cause the stock price to dip pretty substantially. However, recently, insiders haven't been selling very often, and I actually anticipate that the selling will teeter off as time goes on, and it's not going to be as aggressive. Another problem with Palantir that many people have pointed out is the excessive stock-based compensation expenses that they face. However, I don't mind this as much, even though it is diluting shares of around 20%, and that's a statistic from December of 2020, and this is not good news. However, this stock-based compensation is being used for Palantir to retain its top talent and its top talented engineers, which is what makes Palantir a great company in the first place, because Palantir pays their engineers so well that the top tier engineers end up wanting to work for Palantir because they get paid so much. So this is really what makes Palantir good in the first place. So this will eventually, the stock-based compensation programs could eventually fall off in the next 5 years. However, I wouldn't bet on it because they want to retain their top talent and their engineers. Other than that, there are no major downsides associated with Palantir, and their foundry for crypto is going to absolutely have this stock surge in price as soon as this technology is a proven fact by other institutions. We also know that Palantir is currently trading at less than 20 times their 2022 sales, which is a great sign, and it means that we're getting Palantir at a cheaper sales multiple than it was trading at in the beginning of the year, because at one point it was trading all the way up to around 38 times their future sales, and now that has dropped down to 20 times rather, and this is going to give us a fantastic deal if we buy it. Another reason why this is good news is that it is trading lower than its fair value price, and this is what makes it a good long-term value play as well as an aggressive growth play. The low-end price target for the PLTR stock is $18, and the high-end price prediction is $31. This just so happens to be where the stock is currently trading at right now, which is the low-end price prediction for 2022, and it's also pretty funny because the fair value price, which is what the stock should actually be trading at, is, according to Morningstar, $31. So these are extremely useful price predictions and statistics for Palantir. So if you are very bullish on the Palantir stock and you're willing to hold for at least 5 years, it's going to crush $31 per share, and that's where you want to focus. However, if you are a value investor and you want to get the stock as cheap as possible and you think you're going to sell it relatively soon, you want the stock to fall below $18 so you can trade the stock or swing trade the stock. Despite Palantir's very impressive success for their third quarter earnings report, report, which said that the company grew by around 103% in revenues for total revenues, which now sits around $392 million for the quarter, which is fantastic news. The stock price ended up going down and dipping, so analysts are saying that this is a good time to buy the PLTR stock. We also had many great catalysts come in the last 2 months or so, so if you're not familiar with any of these, this is going to be a great eye-opening opportunity for you that Palantir is continuously either landing new contracts, signing agreements, or lining up strategic partnerships. However, these mini catalysts have not caused the stock price to surge. It seems that investors are waiting for something even more potent besides their contract with the US Army, which has exercised their second-year option of continuing their partnership with Palantir, and that contract is worth around $116.3 million. They also landed a $43 million contract with the Space System Command, and they signed an agreement with Kinder Morgan, which is a very large energy infrastructure company in North America. Apart from that, they also have a partnership with Merck, not to be confused with the pharmaceutical company Merck or the healthcare company Merck. This Merck is I believe it's German, and they're being used together to stop the chip shortage problem, which is affecting electric vehicles along with many other electronics. They also announced a partnership with Big Bear, and they are serving them with their Foundry platform, which is going to help both companies further in the future because Big Bear is basically like Palantir. They do very similar things. Another good comparison between Palantir and another company would be C3.ai is another good one. However, I personally like Palantir better than the latter two companies that I mentioned. And this should have really excited shareholders, except I didn't really see the stock price surge for this, which was not good. Palantir is a great company according to its fundamentals, but it seems that it's losing fans. Not a lot of people are supporting Palantir. Now, if you watch my videos, you know I am a supporter of Palantir, and I have a couple $1,000s in Palantir Technologies, but remember, I'm also willing to wait 5 years, even if this stock, because it's been consolidating very well around this line that I just drew here. It's been consolidating. It could drop lower. That's not too surprising. However, normally when we see a stock consolidate like this for this long period of time, it's just waiting for a catalyst to eventually break out and surge upwards. Right now, they have pretty freaking good revenues of around $1.5 billion, which is absolutely astounding, and the company is continued to grow. Another good thing is that the company has airtight management, and its management team represents itself very well, and it's just a matter of time before analysts in Wall Street end up understanding the value of Palantir's Foundry Gotham platforms, as well as their AI technology and capabilities, which is very exciting. However, we don't know when this is going to happen, but I believe eventually it will happen. A lot of companies are moving toward digitalizing their infrastructure and a lot of their processes. And the more companies become digitalized, the more they're going to have to rely on companies like Palantir Technologies to interpret the amount of data that they're going to be bringing in. So they're going to need data processing companies to help them out. And one of the best parts is, according to Yahoo Finance, there aren't enough experts covering Palantir stock. So Palantir stock could be extremely undervalued and no one even know. However, I personally think it is undervalued because according to the fair value statistic, it is rather undervalued because it's not trading at $31, it's trading at around $18, and even the average analyst price target for the stock is $23.80. Another thing I want to point out about their fundamentals, so to speak, is on their balance sheet. Palantir is sitting at around $2 billion of cash on their balance sheet, which is great news, and they're going to use this to further expand the company, land new clients, make new platforms, and infiltrate new addressable markets, or rather new markets in general, which is exactly what they're doing with cryptocurrency. But that's all I have for you all today. Remember to like this video right now, subscribe if you are new, comment down below your price target for Palantir Technologies, and I will see you in the next YT video.